So the cost of everything has gone up a lot. Eating out has become really expensive. The supermarket is really expensive. Pretty much leaving the house is going to be expensive. Now, we all know in here that we need to be more careful and that we should probably be saving more money for our future. We should stop eating out so much. We should look for deals in the supermarket. We should eat beans and rice. Ugh. No, thank you. Easy to say, tough to do. So how do we convince our caveman brain that we have to save money, that we want to do it? How can we convince ourselves that it could actually be fun to do it? In short, how do we change the psychology we have about saving money? Well, I think I can do it by telling you one single story. Are you ready? But I warn you, once you hear this, you can't unhear it, okay? I've warned you. So, a few weeks ago, it was my birthday, and I went out with the family for a nice meal at a restaurant. We had main dishes, a dessert, a bottle of wine, and at the end, the bill came to $150. Okay, so let's say, instead of spending that $150 on that nice meal for my birthday, I invested it in a S&P 500 index tracker for the next 30 years. If we look at the last 10 years of the S&P 500 results, it averaged between 12 and 14%. So let's be conservative and say 10% on average the last 10 years. That $150, 30 years from now, without me doing anything, would be $2,600. So that meal in the restaurant actually cost me $2,600. Not $150. I suddenly thought it's like stealing $2,600 from my 80-year-old self in the future. Now, the average US household spends $4,000 a year on food outside of the home. Restaurants, meals out, takeaway, door delivery, whatever. Over 10 years, that's $40,000. If you invest that money monthly in the S&P 500 and use a historic average return of 10%, that 40,000 could be 66,500. So on one hand, you've got 40,000 that you spend, or you gain 66,000. It's a sobering thought, right? Ready for another one? Let's imagine you buy a cup of coffee every day on your way to work. $5, let's say. That's over $100 a month. Let's say you do that for 5 years. Do you want to guess the impact? Your $5 everyday work coffee habit costs you $6,500 over 5 years. Invested, instead, it could become about $8,300 added to your net worth. Obviously, the market returns can vary each year. In the last 10 years, the S&P 500 has a negative year only twice, 2018 and 2022. 8 years were up. But remember, past performance is no indication of future performance. Your money can go up and it can go down. I'm not a financial advisor and you need to do your own research. But you get the idea. When we spend something, it's not actually the true cost. There's almost this hidden opportunity cost of being able to invest that money for your future self because we spent it on a nice meal. So I like to think of it as like this hidden tax that nobody really thinks about. I'm kind of stealing money or stealing freedom from my future self. So the next time you think, I can't be bothered to cook, I'm tired, let's order a nice takeout. I don't know about you, but I'm imagining my 70 or 80-year-old self, and he's telling me to go rustle up something in the kitchen with whatever's left over and not do the takeout. So if you're watching this and you're 30, think of your 55-year-old self who wants to retire, and every time you eat out, every takeaway that you order, that retirement date moves further away from your 50-year-old self. But here's the problem. Knowing the maths and actually changing what we do are two different things. Now, it's very easy to watch this video, get all excited and fired up and make a few promises to yourself. And then 2 weeks from now on Saturday night, and you're sitting at a restaurant because, well, it's Saturday night, and your caveman brain takes over and it wants the steak. Now, none of us want to live like a monk, and we shouldn't. We need to do fun stuff as well. But it's a visceral way to help you reduce how much you spend on eating out, for example. The next time you're out and you're about to spend something, get into the practice of visualizing what would that 50 or 80-year-old me say about this? What would they be advising me? Stop calling it what it costs right now and start saying, this is what it costs me for my future self. Sounds dramatic, but it works. Because the second you stick a real number on it, the real cost on it, the caveman brain looks up from his steak and starts paying attention. Okay, that's all for today. Remember, start small, stay consistent, and build your wealth over time. See you in the next one.